Keyshawn Davis are very revealing. This young fighter has an assortment of issues going on within and going unchecked, unresolved, not acknowledged. You'll enter into a dark place. This is the warped mind of a YN. When Keyshawn Davis burst onto the scene to win a world title, many people thought that he would be one of the next potentially bright young fighters to have consideration for going forward. His win over Dennis Berincek in February of 2025 put him on the map of consideration. Yes, he's a talented fighter who had a two-time amateur career, but he couldn't get past the likes of Andy Cruz. And even upon turning pro, he would admit to journalists and people who would interview that yes, he would like his get back after having lost to Cruz, I think at least 4 times in the amateurs, forcing Cruz to call him Keyshawn's dad. We now know that Keyshawn had made a viral statement about father and being fatherless and what it meant to him if it didn't mean anything. You see, having the experience of being in a camp with professional fighters, the likes of pound for pound, now retired, Terrence Bud Crawford, as a benchmark, as a point of contention to understand that this is what it will require in the sport to be one of the best. Keyshawn has taken it upon himself to go against the grain and not acknowledge the experience of working in a camp with the likes of Crawford and Brian Bomac McIntyre and the BNB boxing group, but he has decided to take issue with people around him that may be trying to guide him in a proper way. At the age of 26, he's no longer a boy, he's a young man. But the young man in he is so immature. He has not left space for growth, but ego. And though he can have some success in the sport of boxing, he will continue to suffer setbacks because he's not applying the disciplines that the sport of boxing is providing for him. The mere fact that he's getting an opportunity to fight on the card of Madison Square Garden on January 31st, the undercard of Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, a stablemate and so-called dear friend of his, he's not acknowledging what is truly happening. He is being placed in a position to either step up or step aside. And the way that he has been moving in his career, the way that he has been handling himself, it is almost like a murmur, not an outright cry, but a murmur for help. The ego won't allow the cry to come out. The fact that Jermaine Ortiz is a fighter who is going to ask questions of Keyshawn is going ill-acknowledged. He needs to work on self more than getting into the sport of boxing. His debacle last year, where he blew up the card where he was supposed to be featured in his hometown of Norfolk. The card still went on, and his brother ended up taking on the main event. But at the same time, another fighter ended up growing from the situation on the card, and that was Abdullah Mason, the young up-and-coming fighter whom he shamed or tried to sun at the pre-fight press conference. Well, he ended up becoming a world titleist and is now setting himself in a position for greatness. Keyshawn was pushed to the side himself. What I want people to understand is this type of behavior does not net you the opportunity for perseverance and breakthrough and elevation. This is binding and restricting, and sometimes it can cause you to be ostracized and excavated. You see, because these fighters don't understand. You want to call yourself the businessman, but you don't want to take care of business, man, young man. The words sound nice, but it's the effort, your actions, that are called into question. Each and every time you misrepresent, you're doing a disservice to not only you, but your family and the people who love and support you. There's nothing wrong with stepping back and saying, you know, I think I need help. I can't do this by myself, but I don't want to appear to be weak. Well, the acknowledgement of such is not appearing to be weak. There is strength in the acknowledgement that you don't know it all, that you don't have all the answers, and that you are stumped for what is the next step. So when you apply yourself, those who are truly willing and able to assist you and help you elevate, they will be there for you. But you can't gain that type of access by shutting the doors of opportunity. For a fighter, the tenure that a fighter's career lasts can go by like the blinking of an eye. And you need to be able to be resourceful, because the physicality of the sport, it can diminish quite quickly. Reflexes, foot speed, athleticism can slow. But if there's no growth in the ring IQ and the ability to solve and resolve problems, to adjust on the fly, to take heed to teachings and that which was learned at an earlier time, to be able to apply it is important. This is my message to Keyshawn Davis. This is Stormy B Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.